Welcome, beautiful people. How are we all? Great to see everyone in today. How are we all? Got the legend that is Bevton. How you doing, legend? Tatum, Wayne, Hunter, Sean, says Langy. You're all here. How are you all? Brett, good day, my friend. How are you? I hope you're doing very well, mate. I kind of want to update my spreadsheet, but I'm not. It's a weird one, isn't it? And last time I heard, didn't you tell Mason Cox he's got to wait to see what comes in? And Tom, I haven't heard anything about Titch. I assume Titch is gone. But when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Jay, good day, mate. I'm good, mate. How are you, my friend? Lou, great to see you. How are you doing? Says some of you are angry. Well, I mean, look, I don't really want to talk about the frizzled haired prick, but we will talk about the frizzled haired prick, no doubt. Hunter, I missed you too, actually. It was a weird one. It was a weird one this weekend, but you know what? Just kept on. Spent time with the kids, you know, all that malarkey. So that was good. But we do have some deals to be done. And this is one of the weekend's deals that, as usual, the AFL just did what the AFL do. We don't work on a weekend, but we do work on a weekend, but we don't. So that's always good. But Pick 12 went from the Dogs to GWS. GWS paid Pick 14 and Pick 37. So this isn't like one of the sexy trades in the world. It does give the Dogs assets to buy Connor Buderick. Evidently, that's going to be Pick 37, which helps Gold Coast out, do the bid matches, obviously on Zeke Hewland, Bo Adensall, etc. GWS, they've gone up to Pick 12. GWS, I wonder if this is a pick. Now, Sez asked the question. I wonder if either they have got wind that there is someone going in the draft that they're looking at. So that would be indication number one. Are the Eagles, with their second pick, interviewing someone that GWS want that they don't? Or is this a deal that involves Clayton Oliver? Is the question I would also ask. I wonder if Clayton Oliver is going to see pick change coming back. So it's pick 14 for Clayton Oliver, dependent on that. But I would assume it is a player. So Ben saying Doverston, I like that, mate. He is a GWS player, isn't he? G'day, how you doing, Doracle? It'll be interesting what they do. You never know with these. But, I mean, the way I think of it is it was interesting today. I was listening to Trade Radio. It was on in the background. They did say the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. That pick will be dependent on how much the salary is paid. And I did laugh when Tom Morris described that because I was like, well, no shit. Like, they're not going to give a first rounder if they're paying the full $1 million. It does sound like GWS are going to take the full salary that has been offered by Melbourne, which would indicate maybe pick 14 is involved and maybe Melbourne give them a change in the 20s back. Very interesting, though, because it was a very specific pick. So it works out on points, though, which is always nice. It works out on points. So there's something new, but that was the first trade of the day done. Obviously, look out for draft time. Look out for draft time. They don't know, Rainer. They're in a pretty good spot. They're in a pretty good spot, RGWS. They have got some NGAs this year, but you would have thought they're all well later. Jim Houston and co, like that. Houston and co, they'll be like mid-30s, if that. Will Brody found his way from the hilarious numbered 103. Now, I did want to talk about Will Brody. Now, I want everyone to understand that this pick will be in and around, like, this is going to be in the 50s, potentially late 50s, early 60s. I reckon you're going to see quite a few passes just looking at how many list spots. Very interesting, though, Fremantle, right? When we're talking about this, there is a reasoning behind Fremantle as well. I'm not too sure if it's been covered yet. I did cover it in my video about this, but currently they only have 4 list spots, and they've still got a bit of business to do. So I am assuming here what they're doing is that they were doing it to open up their picks. I don't think this will be used, but it's literally, this is a really interesting case, though, right? This is a really interesting case. I'll come to your questions, Riff, in a minute. This is a really interesting case with this one. What have I done there? Is with Will, people forget about Will Brodie, but 2 years ago, he was really flying. When he first went over to Fremantle, he was a big part of that ascendancy of Fremantle. Since then, he's just completely stagnated. But I really like this deal for Port Adelaide. I really do. I think that when you look at Jason Horne-Francis, when you look at Zach Butters, when you look at Connor Rozee, I felt at times today, this year, Jason Horne-Francis was almost like resigned to like just finding the ball and winning the ball and almost being Audi Ollie Wines. I really like the fact they've brought someone in who's just going to be a bit of a thug, take the load off Wines, but allow your creativity in that. Now, one of the things people don't talk about Zach Butters is there is goals in Zach Butters' game. There is goals in Zach Butters' game. If you go back to his draft, right, he was a very, very good dynamic type player. He was very underrated in his draft, but he was quite a dynamic type little kid of what he was doing. He was going at over half a goal a game. I think with the way Port play, they do need that extra body in there. So I really like this. You've paid fuck all for him. Like, you've paid fuck all for him. So I really like it. So let's have a look. So, yeah, that's why I think they gave him away. It just opens up that list spot. I do think I would rather have Toby Wan on the list than Will Brodie, in all honesty. He's just been stagnating there. So I like this deal. Fremantle often do this as well. They give away their players. Great comment here by Rift. And tell you what, I absolutely adore, as a Star Wars nerd, absolutely rate your profile picture, mate. Do I think Tyler? I do. You see, I've really liked Banfield. Banfield is around my top 40. He may be higher. I do like Tyler Williams as well. It's going to be interesting with this year's draft. I think you are actually going to be really good if you've got NGAs. I like him, Tatum. I like Will Brodie. I think he's good. So I like this from Blue Bagger as well. I think people have undersold this draft. So when we come on to another trade today, I do want to talk about, I think if you need the now, 25 to 50 isn't going to get you that. But I think if you're thinking long term, I think you are winning all the time in that draft, because I don't think there's the attraction there. And speaking to a few people to have stuff to do with the draft, some junior coaches, there's been less interviews this year than ever in the later periods, which I find fascinating because I think there is some gems in there. So it's going to be interesting what people do. Good day, Teresa. How are you, my lovely? So then the next deal we did, and this is what I wanted to talk about, right? So this deal here, I think, I'm going to say this is a 50-50 for every team. Every team. I think everyone's done well out of this. Now, in this period, I am just thinking, if I am West Coast, what am I looking at? If I'm looking for a key position defender, maybe you're looking at Max Gondogiannis, right? But he's very raw, right? He's got a long way to go, right? So very, very good defender, great intercept, but a long way to go. G'day, Fiona. How are you, my lovely? Chubby Joe, how you doing, Joe, mate? Good to see you. I really like this pickup. I think this would be brilliant. We'll do it later, Sean. At the end, we'll talk about it because we've got something just for that. I really like this deal because why I like it is I think if I'm West Coast and I've got pick 38, I ain't getting anyone good, right? I ain't getting anyone to fill this job. I think he's an incredible defender, is Tyler Young. I think he's incredibly solid. I think he's really undervalued. Really undervalued. And I think you look at his data points this year, they are really strong. Like, look at the numbers there. They're really strong numbers in a team that's getting absolutely peppered. And when I look at Richmond's backline, I really like the youth they've got there. When I look at Eagles, I think they've got some real good young talent. I don't think they have some top-end talent and bodies ready today as well. And I like Tyler Young. I really like him just sliding in. I think he's going to do the right thing. I love a digestive biscuit. They're so hard not to eat one. So hard to eat one, right? So hard to eat one. I'm spot on. Like, if you can't eat half, you might as well just give up. Do you know what I mean? But I really enjoy this deal. I thought this was a fantastic deal for the Eagles. And I know some people will say they've overpaid, but I look at it this way. This is the Tom Barrass offshoot. This is the Tom Barrass offshoot, people are forgetting, right? So if you're getting the offshoot of Barrass and it's turning into this guy, I kind of like it. I think it's a really, really solid one. He's a Frankston boy, actually, Matt. He's a Frankston boy. I'm not too sure if he's got relations there, but I know he was a Franger boy. He played with a good mate of mine, actually. So the Franger boy he is. But I really like what he's got going on here. I really like this deal. So I think this is a good deal. I know a lot of people will say Eagles have overpaid. I don't think they have in the context of where their list is at. So that's why I always say it's so important when you look at what your list is on an overpay. If you told me, Pom, what's better for them now, Tyler Young or pick 36 in the draft, Tyler Young all day. Good deal. Richmond will be happy. They've got a little bit of leg work to do. They can maybe take a speculative player. They've got the coverage as well for young Lewis Kellaway, who is probably one of the best kept secrets in the draft. I really like it. This was a really good deal, this. It's not often I get a deal that I enjoy, and I did enjoy this one. Up next is the horrible news of Carlton. Let's get Charlie Curnow out of the way. The little dog's biscuit ears. Now, I'm a little bit disappointed here. So currently, the rumours are as follows. The rumours are as follows. If it is to be believed in reports from Sydney circles, so this has come to me from multiple Sydney fans, the deal at the minute appears to be their first rounder this year, a future first rounder, Ollie Florent, Will Harewood, and a second rounder going back. So that's going to be effectively 2 first, 2 players, and a second rounder coming back, right? Now, I've had a lot of people talk about Ollie Florent, right? And it's not often I'm disappointed in Carlton fans. Complete lie. I'm often disappointed in Carlton fans. What kills me about some of the stuff I've heard about Ollie Florent, right, at this stage in time, is people saying that Ollie Florent is rubbish, right? Now, I think it needs to be contextualized, right? So he's 24 years old at the minute, right? He's 24 years old at the minute. 16 games this year, 7.2 rating, 16.8 meters gained. I don't hate Ollie Florent. I really don't hate Ollie Florent. And the reason why I don't hate Ollie Florent is I think he starts for Carlton. My reservation, I put it to Carlton fans, and I definitely want this from the opposition fans as well. If we look at the deal in real time, two first rounders, yeah, 2 first rounders and a second coming back with 2 players. Is that a good deal? Is that a good deal versus 3 first rounders? Now, let's just average out Geelong's picks. 3 rounds at pick 18, do you think you would get Haywood and Florent for pick 18? I'm not 100% sure you would. But this is a huge upgrade, an absolute huge upgrade on Ollie Hollands. Absolute huge upgrade. Like, I look at this and I think people downplaying him. You've got to look at Ollie Florent's trajectory. And I don't want to hear this nonsense because I've started to hear things that annoy me. People saying, oh, this guy won our BNF. I heard North Melbourne today say Jai Simpkins won multiple BNFs. He's worth 2 firsts. Fuck off. No one cares about your soppy BNFs. I really like this player. I think he's solid, right? I think he's solid. He's exactly what Carlton need. Someone that hits targets, someone that goes again. You look at his career trajectory. Horse was a huge advocate of him re-signing his contract. Cox hates him. So I think if this is more of a Cox issue than it is a Florent issue, I am liking Ollie Florent. I think Ollie Florent and Haywood make Carlton's team better. My concern, and this is my only concern with this, is pick 11 and pick 10 in the draft, I think, have Carlton warning signs someone will bid on Dean. I'll be very surprised if people don't bid on Dean when Carlton have got 2 firsts back to back. I would, but I really like Ollie Florent. I want it on record. I've changed it, Teresa. Sorry. I've changed it while we're alive. 24, baby. So that first slide you saw, it just had his age wrong. It carried over. So, very good. Very, very, very good. I really like this guy as an acquisition. I really do like him as an acquisition. Have I changed it back to 24? Sorry. But I really like this. He's the other guy who was linked with this rumor was this guy, James Rowbottom, right? James Rowbottom. He came in on the deal. He did. He was involved in the deal. Now, the issue that we've had now is evidently James Rowbottom has directly told Collingwood and other clubs he doesn't want to leave. I find this a fascinating situation because I really like him. I really like James Rowbottom. But this is an incredible player, I think, for Collingwood. And it's going to be really interesting, this one, if this deal goes down. It really is interesting because how many clubs... I hope Jagger starts at halfback. I really do. How many clubs... I'd be very intrigued with this. How many clubs this year have said, this player's staying, this player's staying, this player's staying, we're not interested, and then a deal's been done. If you remember, only 6 weeks ago, Gold Coast were adamant Flanders wasn't leaving. 6 weeks later, he was one of the first trades done. So I'm a big fan of James Rowbottom. I'm going to be watching this space. I'm going to be watching this space with James Rowbottom because I think where there's smoke, there's fire. And I also believe every player has a price. And I do think in the AFL world, us as fans particularly, overvalue players, undervalue selling them. I think he comes in. I think he comes. I think he's gettable. And it'll be interesting because I am watching this space of what happens with Rowbottom because, I think Sydney do need a mini refresh. I'm a big fan. Who do we... Well, I mean, at this stage, if the draft is today, I don't think anyone bids on him. My only reservation maybe would be if Melbourne get that pick. Melbourne don't have a history. Melbourne don't have a history of bidding, right? They don't have a history of bidding. But it'd be interesting to see who gets them picks. Because if the rumours are to be believed, 7 and 8 are going to be Melbourne's, when you've got 2 picks together, you might as well piss someone off. I'd imagine, though, Nick Austin's done his due diligence. There's nothing legally in the AFL rules that they wouldn't find out. So I don't think anyone will do. I do think though, if you have 2 in a row, you might have got an option. It could work out for Carlton though, because if you get Josh Lindsay and Doverston in there, you're laughing. But I'm a big fan of Robon. Hey, Stephen, you never know. I mean, look, I don't think he comes to us. I think it's Collingwood, but he has said that he's willing to stay. Oh, really? Hey, tell you what, I'm a big Lindsay fan. If you wear a headband, mate, I haven't got a contract offer. But no, very good acquisition. The next guy we've got on the radar at the minute is Jordan De Goey, right? Jordan De Goey. So Jordan De Goey today, reports are Collingwood are open to entertaining a trade for Jordan De Goey. Now, the most obvious place he'll go to is St Kilda. I find this fascinating. I really do. I really find this fascinating. Now, I could understand why Collingwood cash in on him. I think if there's going to be a time to sell him, traditionally with these players, the drop-off happens very quickly. And I know he's been injured this year, but I don't think he's been as impactful. You could argue that's injury. Is that a risk? I would be very intrigued what that offer is if they do put an offer in. And I would love to see this. I would love to see what this deal looks like. I've got a sneaky feeling this could be it. But it's going to be interesting. But this is going to be one that we're going to watch. I do have a feeling the AFL has a shock for us tomorrow. I reckon we're going to get a trade request tomorrow from someone we haven't thought of. I reckon we're going to get a trade request tomorrow from someone we haven't thought of. I agree. I hope he stays at Collingwood, but I could understand it from a Collingwood sense of why you would cash in on the kid today. Because sometimes you've got to cash in, haven't you? So sometimes you've got to cash in. Sometimes you've got to put these money in. So what we've got next is, this is where we are at the minute. Why has my screen on my other screen just died? Here we are. This is what we've got left at the minute, right? So if I show you this, right, and throw in your questions while you're here, while we do this, but this is what we've got left at this stage, right? This is the players we've got. So the first one we're going to look at here, we've put these in little things. Where do I see it? I think Hayward will play high half forward, and I think Florent will rotate off half back in the wing, and I think you'll see Ollie Hollands go back to the wing. Your mum's janitor's barista told me. I love that. Right, so these are the guys that are in limbo, per se. So these guys are in limbo. So Zach Merritt, right? This guy here has come under a lot of intrigue recently. The talk of the town, I don't know if you saw, but on Twitter, the whisperer came back. But now the media are reporting that it is believed Zach Merritt will formally hand in a trade request. So that could be fascinating. Now, do we think Zach Merritt is leaving, right? Is it happening? Wait and see. No chance. 48 hours to go. Where are we putting this? See, I'm somewhere here. So we've got wait and see. Oh, you know what? I can do this better than this. Pom. I can do this, can't I? If I remember correctly, I can do this. Tell you what, give me a sec. Right, here we are. I'm going to put a poll up for you, chat, and we'll talk about it. You know what they need to do? They need to be able to do this from my right. Will Merit leave? Right, here we are. You know what? They need to do this so it's like actually. There we are. In the thing, we'll give it a couple of minutes. Bang. That poll should be in. What? Why isn't that? I would love to know why that's not actually an option on my admin tab. Rainer, look, I think both him and Charlie have absolutely dogged the club. And I would say that both of them have absolutely been a disgrace, in my opinion. I think they're an absolute disgrace because that club's given both two of them everything it could have done. I don't think any other club in the AFL would have built them two up to be the superstars they are if they played anyone else. I know they want Hawthorn. I know they want Sydney and Geelong. If they were drafted by them three clubs, I don't think they would get any fucking love. Hey, Borat with the $50. My brother, mate, the drama, mate. He's going to feed some families. He's going to feed my kids. So we're going to go with yes. Hey, I like this chat. I love it when you guys get up and about. That's why I get up. So, okay, that's going to happen. Up next, right, we have got Jack Steele. Right? So Jack Steele is, again, another one that is kind of it's kind of no one knows, right? Will he go? So where are you with this one, right? Happening, wait and see, and no chance, right? So this one's a really fascinating one. Now, I know there's a few in the chat. Hey, spot on, I don't want it. I know there's a few in the chat who are Essendon fans. Would you, if there was an option to get Steele and he turns into Steele from merit and you get picks, would you do that? Like, let's just say that offer is 2 and a bit first. Let's say that bit got you Jack Steele. Would you do it? He's meant to be on quite a lot of money. He's one of the highest earners at St Kilda's Football Club. How true that is, I don't know. Yeah, would you do that? Like Joe Brett, would you? I agree he's got to go. If you could get him in, though, would you get him in? It'll be fascinating what they ask because the rumours are it's a cap dump, Titan, which would take some of the money off. It would take someone, so it would take money off. Go and wait and see, chat. I like that. I like that. Okay. Clary. So Clary, his destination at this stage is well and truly known. All right. His destination at this stage is well and truly known, right? It's to GWS. G'day, mate. How you doing, Chunky Eagle? Hope you're doing well. Right? Do you think this happens, right? Yes, no, maybe. Do we reckon it happens tomorrow as well? Because I've got a feeling, right, that they're gonna have to put some deals through tomorrow. Joe, you see, I think it's already happened. I reckon I'm just looking. These are all official deals that are on the table. I feel like some of these have to go through tomorrow, don't they? Otherwise, it's fucked. Mitch Cleary just fucking get him stalking players. So everyone has unanimously done this because this is going to just show us how busy we are. over the next couple of days, which is good. Busy's good, right? The next one, Braden Florini. Now, this is a real bizarre one because Florini was like literally the first deal ever covered on this show. Do we reckon this gets done? It should do, obviously, right? But do we think it gets done? Because I start to get worried when these deals don't go through. Spot on, Tatum. It's so annoying. But do you feel like they're going to give some through? I think it's going to be real. How many picks will get absorbed in the draft? You know what? While everyone votes, let's play a game. Okay. Let's get my draft wheel. Okay, so if 7 and 8 are removed, so the first round ends at pick 24 at the minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say deduct 4 off 24. My prediction is it'll finish at pick 20. So you're going to get loads, yeah. So Gold Coast, looking at the first 30 picks, if Gold Coast trade them out, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the first 30 will go in bid matches. So you're going to get quite a lot. So everyone is confident Florini goes. Okay. Jamara. Where are we with Jamara? Do we think... I like the way there was only 80% on Florini. That was like the third most likely one. Okay. Jamara. Do we think that is another one, right? Do we think that's it? Do we think this goes through? Jamara's the big one, isn't it? I could see Carlton trading out. I really could, especially if they get wind on there's going to be a bid. I agree with you, only Carlton, mate. Hope you're keeping well as well, my brother. I loved your mate doing an oil change in pouring rain. That is commitment, bro. I'll rate that from you. It's going to be interesting if this... I'm surprised. I thought this would be one that's done. Much love, mate. Hey, can't wait. Can't wait to cover some dodgy deals. It looks like you guys are all on. Spot on. Well, Stewson, I think Carlton will trade down. If they get knowledge that whoever takes on 8 and 9, he's going to bid on Dean, they'll trade down. It'll be all dependent on that. But they'll know by that stage. They'll know by tomorrow morning when that pick ends up wherever it does. So that's going to be a fascinating one. Tell you what, it's going to be a fascinating one, isn't it? It's going to be always good. So Connor Buderick here. Is Connor Buderick going to end? Is he going to leave? So reports are, at the minute, Buderick is going to go for that pick swap that we saw with GWS, right? So this could be fascinating. This could be absolutely fascinating. It's not done. It's not done yet. The rumours are. Hey, Gav, g'day, mate. Hope you're not working too hard. You know what? I mean, a lot of the rumours, Joe, are his friendship circle, isn't it? So I wonder if you get him away from that, if that helps. Well, I did start off with the more likely ones, Sean. Buderick. It's a great name, isn't it, Buderick? I wonder what Buderick means. No, I just think tomorrow they start camping, Ryan, at AFL House in preparation for the final day. So they're all in the same room together. So usually at that stage, everyone knows. Baldrick. Flash movie. If I have 2 beans and I add another 2 beans, how many beans do I have, Baldrick? A small bean casserole. Quality. So 60% think Baldrick will go. Tell you what, you've got to love it. The next one here is Jai Sarong. So this one here is really fascinating. Now, a lot of people saying that this might go through to PSD. I don't think it will. I think these guys will actually do the trade. But Sydney obviously waiting on the Curnow trade with this, right? Obviously waiting with the Curnow trade here. I think whatever the change is goes on this guy. What do you guys think? Kai, that's another good option as well. I could see that as well, mate. I wonder what... You know what? Let's have a look. Buderick. Where is that? Where is that surname origin? You know what? When I woke up this morning, I saw all these deals go across. Oh, Slavic. Oh, darling. Tell you what, a bit of fucking culture. Bit of culture. Bit of culture in this place. You don't often see that around these parts. Yeah, you don't often see it. Tell you what, everyone is banking this in. Okay, so we've got these going. Okay, so Buller. Buller is obviously the one. This is another one that's just died down. So it was fans. It was quality. Great question by the legend that is Sean. This is another one that could go to PSD. Right? This is another one that could go to PSD. They could actually, if they wanted to, go threaten him to go there. And remember, when you do that, you always get the player. You always get the player. But do we think this one goes through? This one's a real interesting one because this has just died. Won't the match bid just drop back to about 15, assuming we have 11? Look, obviously, Carlton will get very good change, but it would be incredibly poor list management if Carlton just left them picks. The only times we see teams not touch their picks and trade down is if it's a bid in the top 5. Carlton could get a better deal right now. If they had inclination that bid was at 10, Carlton they could trade down. The only way Carlton wouldn't trade down, perceivably, is if they think the player they want is in the top 20. I've got a gut that no one bids on him, though, Stewson. And I can't see Melbourne doing it. Melbourne genuinely are one of the nicer teams in this kind of shindig. So I don't think they'll do it. This is really interesting, this. You've gone... Look at that. It's kind of there, isn't it? I mean, I think he'll definitely get across. Whether it's in the trade period is another thing, isn't it? You know what, chat? I'll go with you. I'll go with you. That's annoying me that that's not. You know what? Like, yeah. There we are. That's better. It's annoying me. It's annoying me. It's annoying me. Oh, look at this. Okay. So Petrarca. This is going to be a real fascinating one, this. Another watch this space for me. But do you reckon this gets done? I reckon one of these has got to be done. Spot on, Tatum. I think when you look at it, I think when you look at them, a lot of them, I mean, this is meant to be done. I think you'll start getting into the new no chance. Hey, that would be genius. That would be genius. So do you think this one will be 7 and 8? I mean, that's a big deal. 7 and 8 with pick 20 coming back. I agree. I mean, it's a pretty good done. Spot on, Mac Champion. You know that's what's going to happen. You know that's what's going to happen. It's going to be literally, it's just going to be right at the death. Okay, so you're all banking this one in. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So Archie has been that one that is meant to have been done, but it won't get done at the right price. Weird today that people were talking about that they are starting to threaten going to preseason draft with him. Right? Which I find absolutely fascinating. I find fascinating because they want a first round pick. They don't want to. This one here seems so weird. This could be a fascinating one if it doesn't go through. Part of me wants this to be a problem. Does anyone else want this to be a problem, this trade? Hey, Blue Bagger Spawn. It's going to be one of them ones that test them, isn't it, Alex? It's going to be one of them that tests Brisbane's resolve, right? Of how much they want someone to overpay for them. It's going to be a fascinating battle, this. I am actually impressed with Adelaide that they've stuck to their guns and said, you know what, fuck you. We're not paying it. I rate that. I really rate that. You don't see it very often in the AFL. But it could be a fascinating one. This one just to watch. I really hope that Adelaide keep playing the hardball. You guys think it's going to go through? I think I think that's going to be the drama one. Is my prediction. The drama one. The drama one. The drama one. Okay. The frizzy-haired Adonis up next. I think this is what's holding all the deals up. I think this is what's holding all the deals up. I think this is it. I think the AFL want this to go through. So they've got the poster boy. I think this goes for, you know what? I'm going to say something. I think this goes through tomorrow. I think this goes through tomorrow to absolutely blow the window open. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. I think this goes through tomorrow. Like that. I think this goes through tomorrow. Yeah, spot on saying this goes through tomorrow. So everyone's like, oh, yeah, football. And then we'll have like the shittiest final day. Genuinely do believe that. I was chatting to my mate about it today and I was like, it'll go through tomorrow. Like everyone's going, oh, it won't go through. It'll go through final day. I'm like, nah, it'll go through tomorrow, mate. Promise. Tell you what, quite a lot of trades. We've had 20 trades done. I can't remember what the record is. I think the record's 28. So we might actually be on for the record here, chat. So it'd be fascinating what happens. It'd be fascinating what happens. Okay. Do we think Ollie Florent, right, is he included in that trade? So tell you what, we'll put Florent and Haywood because that's now, since I've made this, they've reported they are linked, right? There we are. They've reported their links. So we'll put them together. We'll put them together. Ollie Florent, he's going to become the new Pom boy, just so you know. Buku Karmis. This guy has gone dead. This guy has gone absolutely dead in the water. Right? Dead in the water. Do we think Buku comes in? Pick 4 will be part of the trade for Charlie Curnow. What are Richmond getting out of that deal? Yeah, it's crazy, Peter, isn't it? When I've looked at the value people have asked for Buku, which is crazy because when I asked my doggies mates, who are usually quite they overvalue their players. Like one of them tried to tell me that freaking Caleb Poulter's worth a second, and I was like, bro, you're delisting him. They said that they would take a third second rounder. I'm with you, Flash. I like Buku. Makes me happy, that name. Just makes me happy. Oh, Lord, tell you what. You know, if Carlton are giving... Do you reckon... I wonder what you do with that. Vizzy Blue, I'd like to see Carlton use one of them first to try and get a player in. It does, Rainer. Count Buku. That's elite. Tigers get picked 10 and 11. Could work, Chunky Eagle. Who would Carlton be interested at pick 6? I mean, if it's Lindsay, they've got to go early because I don't think he'll slide like everyone else does. Pom and swoop to Tom. I tell you what, give me some of that fucking Fiji money, mate. Fiji money. Fiji money. Okay, up next, CJ. So I've got to say, I think Mitch Cleary ran out of content today. And it did make me laugh, that Mitch Cleary. I don't know if you've read his tweet, but he actually said, if you read his tweet today, one of the funniest things I've ever said, late breaking news, CJ wants out. Right? CJ wants out. And I'm like, it's like fucking 8 weeks ago we were talking about CJ wanting out. Do we think... I've got a feeling. How do you get points? Well, look, if Carlton have... Look, let's just say it was pick 10 where Carlton is. You've got to remember that Carlton have already got 700 points with their second round pick 22. So they've only got found 300 points from there. So quite easily done there. I'd imagine you'll see Carlton... The rumours are there's going to be like some pick swaps going on with the Sydney deal. So I could quite easily see Carlton just trading out a pick for some second, third round players. You'd only need a third round pick to match it with that pick 23. So it's no dramas for Carlton from that standpoint, particularly if they're going to... You could even see them go into deficit because next year that bid's going to be so big that Carlton probably don't care about it as well. So that'll happen. That's what Fremantle did with Henry. I don't actually. I'm pretty sure that one's dead in the water, so I haven't included it on here. I don't think he goes. It'll depend on... I think that depends on merit. I think that depends on merit, in my opinion. Okay, so we're putting CJ. Okay, this one will get my beautiful Collingwood friends talking. Jordan De Goey. Does Jordan De Goey leave? Does he leave? Yeah, you can do. You can do, mate. You can go into deficit based on winning the flag. So that's pick 18, 36 and 54. But I don't think Carlton would need to. If Carlton traded that, they would get indication of where that bid is coming in. So I reckon that bid comes in pick 14. If it doesn't, if Melbourne don't do it. Spawn Tatum. If Carlton win the flag. I did see someone actually put that on a post the other day. What happens if Carlton win the flag? We're never going to match Cody Walker. And I was like, What? So let's do Degoe. No, is what chat are saying. Chat are saying no. I love it. You know what, though? I don't mind this from Matt. You would have thought someone would have come in for him. Lids off. Fucking hell, mate. You know what, though? I'm going to be honest. I really like Ollie Florent. Ooh, Sam Cumming. Mate, don't get me excited. Carlton don't do goal kicking mids. Stop it. You can't get me excited. I'm getting too old to get excited, mate. I'm getting too old to get excited. So you guys don't think the Degoe rumours are true. Zach Butters, right? Poured, you know what? I'm going to put him in the no chance because he's already poured the fuel on that fire, right? Here we are. The next one we're going to talk about is Mr. Bailey Humphrey, right? Humphrey. So Humphrey has spent the entire weekend dropping banter about Take Me Home. Do we think Humphrey is going? I have really enjoyed the fact that Humphrey has added into the banter of it, of dropping it in. Like you've got to respect a man that does that. Well, I mean, the rumours are every club in the AFL is looking for Bailey at the minute. I mean, you'd say if Carlton have 2 and a bit first, welcome home, Bailey Humph. Hunter, there's quite a few, isn't there? Must have been a popular name in the noughties, mustn't it? Okay, we've got only a few left, and these are going to be the real exciting ones. So up next, Stephen May. Are we thinking Stephen May goes? Teresa's been doing the research. You know what? It's interesting. I mean, I think the Melbourne links, Cameron, are like the vibes, aren't they? Jughead. Join. Good song. Stephen Maid's Collingwood. Oh, mate, how good was Bailey's and cream? That's such a nana's drink. Sex on the beach, isn't it? That. Dave, just tell it how it is, brah. Hey, don't fuck about, mate. Oh, your quality. So we're saying no on Stephen May. See, look, these are good, these. Okay, coming up, Mr. Rowbottom. I'm a big fan of Rowbottom, right? But Rowbottom, is he staying or is he going? Ooh. Evidently, he's staying now. King wants him, Rainer. It's an interesting one, that. I like Stephen May as a footballer. But I just think time's passed him by. What did I do? Did I spell it wrong? Ah, sorry. You want to see how small my screen is to do this thing. It's so small, and my eyesight ain't that good. So we're putting him in the no. He changed his name by deed, Paul, because he was sat of changing his name. Hey, mate, sometimes you've got to lie to get the price, mate. Look, Gypsy Masterclass, mate, that. Gypsy Masterclass. Okay, the next guy, right? Rowan Marshall. Hey, Shiny Blue, you never have to apologise. You're always respectful in this chat, mate. You're a good man, my friend. Right, here we go. I think, I've got a feeling that this is the twist. Does anyone else think this is the twist? Anyone feel like the rub and the Rowan Marshall is the twist? The one that, you know, that we had the Papley a few years ago? I think this is the one that goes right to the end. Right to the end of the window. The one that's pushed and pushed and pushed. You know what? I'm bringing this on here now. I'm going to bring it on my other screen so it's bigger. I'm going to bring it on the other screen and put this here. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because you would have thought, I mean, Stanley's that guy that everyone says can't win a flag and then he does. Is he? It's going to be interesting what they do with this one, because this is always, this is one that I actually think is good. Oh, people think he's going to go. Okay, look at this. The big three. Right, okay. Here we are. Elijah Hollands. Fresh of his cover story. Can you imagine how good Mad Monday would be if they got all these players? Just so you know. Right, Elijah Hollands. Do we think Elijah finds a new club in this off-season? Play at Chapel Street. Did he really? What? In the last couple of days? Or you mean after the time off? You know what? Tell you what. You look at people who have worked with players that have had off-field struggles. Clarkson's done it a few times. It's a great shout by you. Chunky Eagle, would you take him, mate? Would you take him at Eagles? I like Elijah, honestly. Big fan of the Holland family. Big fan of the Holland family. I hope he gets his shit together, man. I really do. Like, so chat are saying no. Okay, this one. This one is I've moved it onto the big screen now, so everything's all gravy now. Everything's all gravy, right? Next one, Jai Simpkin. You know what? It's so much easier now seeing it in big screen. Makes me happy. Jai Simpkin. This is another one that I feel like they're going to bust out. You know what, though? Where does everyone feel, you know, can you imagine how hard that must be? How hard that must be for Ollie with his brother. I can't imagine how hard that is. Yeah, it's a mental price. I mean, Jai Simpkin, what would I accept if I was them? I think I would accept a first this year, a good one. Depends who's paying it. Like Collingwood's future first is like a Russian roulette. Isn't it? It's a Russian roulette. You don't know that. I mean, they could win the flag or they couldn't. Personally, I hope he stops sucking. and stays. Like, just because he wants to play midfield. Like, do you know what I mean? I want a Maserati and a marble fucking kitchen. We can't get what we want. We don't get what we want, to be honest. So I think the guy needs to grow up a little bit. Like, I get it. Okay. I feel like this is another trade that's just going to happen. Lekalia. Hey, Gus, great to see you, mate. Haven't seen you for ages, mate. I hope you're doing well. But this is an interesting one. Lekalia. Is he going to be picked up by someone? And tell you what, brownie points chat. Who is it? Who picks him up? Oh, Gus, whereabouts are you, mate? Whereabouts are you in my homeland, my friend? I have a Maserati. It's a rusty Mazda. Mate. Oh, Liverpool, mate. Lovely. Hey, tell you what. Some great historic sites around there and some fucking good bars, mate. Hey, I hope you're having fun. Where do you think it is? North. North would be. I think North is a dream destination. Hey, mate. Stay safe, mate. Have a Carlsberg for me, mate. Have a Carlsberg. Bombers got leg. Like, hey, tell you what. Wish I could afford a Maserati. You know, if I could afford a Maserati, I wouldn't buy a Maserati. So there we are, right? So based on this chat, we're going to see Zach Merritt, Clayton, Florini, Jamara, Budaric, Jai Sarong, Buller, Petrarca, Archie, Kerner, Florent, Haywood, Buku, Rowan, and Lek leave. Jack Steele's going to be a late one. And the rest aren't going to happen. Tell you what, that is super exciting. We could have one of the more exciting ends of trade period that we have ever seen. Can you imagine how exciting that is, chat? Well, tell you what, right? That is the show tonight. Thank you very much for joining me, chat. I really enjoyed this. We've got tomorrow, we will be live again. We should have a load of trades. Wednesday, what we're going to do is we're going to do the same show, covering it. We'll cover all the deals. And in that, I'm going to set up some time for you guys to come in and call in. Right? To call in. And then Thursday, Friday, we'll do trade reviews, look at the draft. And you guys can call in. And then we'll be straight into the draft content chat. So thank you very much for hanging around with me. It's my favourite time of the night. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, for some trades. So thank you very much, chat. Make sure you like. Make sure you're subscribed on the way. See you tomorrow. Hey, mate. Great to see you, Deeps. Love you, brother. See you tomorrow, chat. Love you.